hindi pa pwedeng nagastusan na ng NGCP yung proyekto na hindi naman natin nagagamit yung pinoproduce nilang energy, kinakarga na ng taong bayan. Saan ka naman nakakita na ang tollway ginagawa pero binabayaran ng tao? That is absurd. That is highly immoral.
End of the period.
Attorney.
Yes, Mr.
You're
Chair.
talking about historical, no?
Yes po.
And that's the reason why we're here.
Yes,
We need
Mr.
to
Chair.
correct
Yes,
the
and
wrong that was done
yes,
by
Mr.
a
Chair.
public utility
Yes.
na katulad ng NGCP that was given the power as a concessionaire. The utmost priority
Mhm.
is the least cost manner, no?
Actually,
In
Mr.
accordance
Chair,
with the EPIRA law.
if I
Now, ang
may
sinasabi
explain
mo,
po.
iba yung sinasabi mo na contractor. Delayed na nga yung project. Tapos ipakakarga mo sa taong bayan? Pakakarga nyo sa taong bayan? Yung mga hindi nyo natatapos ng mga proyekto? Is that correct? Alam niyo yung sinasabi nito si Atty. Cynthia is for us to be confused. Ang sinasabi natin, yung mga project, tapusin nyo saka namin babayaran.
Yan
Ang
nga, Mr.
sinasabi
Chair.
nyo 100 billion, hindi kayo inapruban. Dahil hindi nyo
Hindi.
tinatapos ang proyekto.
Tapos na po
That's
siya,
the reason
Mr. Chair.
why. Mr. Chairman, this has been so for so many years. Ganyan ang policy ng NGCP.
Yeah.
And that they are in violation. At ina-abuse po nila yung authority that was given to this committee. As a matter of fact, Mr. Chairman, yung pong napakasimple ng tinatanong natin sa kanila. Tapusin nyo project, maging use and useful siya, ma-commission siya, then, na taong bayan, babayaran yan.
The next interpreter would be the Honorable Dan Fernandez
Okay, thank
of
you
the
so
Lone
much.
District of Santa Rosa City.
Maraming salamat po. 23 tayo ngayon, nagtatrabaho pa tayo. Talagang para sa bayan. Alright. So, maraming salamat sa lahat ng resource persons who have been here. A while ago, Chairman Mona Lisa have mentioned itong final determination by 2025. If I'm not mistaken, noong 2019, we started discussing about this weighted average cost of capital kasi it all boils down with this, no? And even the delayed projects that we are talking about, lahat po yan ay kasama doon sa pinakadulo na kung saan ay magkaroon tayo ng final determination for the weighted average cost of capital. So ang tanong ko dito, Mona Lisa, doon sa pagdetermine ng final determination by 2025 from 15.01% na weighted average cost of capital that was computed since 2011 and used for the third regulatory period of 2011 to 2015, bumaba ito ng 10.3. Tama? Am I correct?
Tama po, Mr. Chair.
Yes. Okay. So, bumaba po yung ating weighted average of capital. Kung baga, ito yung profit na makukuha ng NGCP. Would you agree with me that in the consideration of the final determination, you have a draft initial determination that was approved by the ERC? And in accordance with the discussion of the members of the commission, I have seen that you have nag-hire po ba tayo ng mga appraisal para po doon sa pag-compute ng ating regulatory asset base?
Sorry, Mr. Chair. Ang tanong po ay,
Nag-hire ang ERC. Di ba nag-hire tayo ng
we hired consultants po.
Royal Asian
Asia
Appraisal
Appraisers.
Company and also the NCL for the phase 2. Well, ang tanong ko doon, kasi having said that the weighted average cost of capital ng NGCP will be 15.01 to 10.3%, parang hindi po ako makapaniwala na ang ating magiging final determination by 2025 is 10.3%. Considering that according to your discussion with the members of the ERC, ay ang appraised value that was submitted by the RAAC was 173 billion. Am I correct? Doon po sa inyo pong kasi if I'm not mistaken, ma'am, you have dissented na doon po sa decision sa final determination.
Apo. Rulemaking po kasi siya, so technically hindi po dissent, but we have a different two commissioners, myself and Commissioner Maceda, wanted to continue with the basis that we made in the partial determination, which is only to recognize the capex that have been completed and commissioned by
So in other
NGCP.
words, yung po mga project na used and useful.
Yes.
So in other words, those projects that were completed and commissioned,
Tama po.
which are all efficient.
Yes.
which is in accordance with the rules of the ERC.
Apo.
So, having said that, ano po naging ruling ng ating pong ERC?
Apo.
To adopt that those projects that are not completed yet will be part of the opening RAB of the fourth regulatory period?
The decision po, Mr. Chair, of the majority is to allow NGCP to recognize the capex for the capex of the value as spent. So it's
As
the
spent,
as spent approach versus the commissioned,
Yes.
completed and commissioned.
So in
approach.
other words, parang ganito to mga kababayan sa mga members of this committee. Parang yung project na ginagawa po ng NGCP, hindi pa po nagagamit, hindi pa siya useful, hindi pa siya commission, hindi pa natin makikita na siya efficient dahil hindi pa siya tapos, sinisigil na natin sa taong bayan. At ito po ang mali sa ginagawang desisyon ng ERC. But I know that Mona Lisa and Chairman Mona Lisa and Commissioner Maceda dissented. And as a matter of fact, kung titingnan mo yung kanilang desisyon from 173 billion na magiging opening RAB for fourth regulatory period that was submitted by them, it's much lower than the RAAC or the Royal Asia Appraisal Company that conducted the appraising of all these properties. Dahil sila 173 billion, kayo sa inyong appraise is 162 billion. Am I right?
With respect to the capex, Mr. Chair, so that we don't get
Yes, capex lang.
confused po. Apo. In the capex, actually, the independent consultants recommended a capex of only 24.9 billion, Mr. Chair. So,
Capex?
opo, capex po, 24.9 billion. So, but I think the numbers referred to are the capex adopted by the majority, which is 179.3 billion for 2016 for 2022. Yun po yung
Ang
malaki
inadap
pong
po ng
difference
majority,
is 179.3.
are you sure?
Dun sa final determination.
179. But
Apa.
according sa consultant nyo na nag-appraise ng mga property that will be used on the opening RAB of the fourth regulatory period ay magkano?
Let me check, Mr. Chair, kung ano po yung sa opening RAB. Ibang values po kasi yung sa opening RAB at dun sa capex.
Oh, yes.
We'll check po.
Kasi pumapatak dito sa record ko that the initial determination or the partial initial determination na pinos nyo for the opening RAB, closing and opening RAB is 173.41 billion. Ito'y tumaas ng 196.60 billion para doon sa final determination.
Let me confirm those numbers, Mr. Chair. Yun sa building blocks po kasi yung...
Yes, kasi kung itong partial initial determination was 173.41 billion. So ngayon, ang tanong ko, anong pinagbabasihan ng desisyon noong pagtaas ng almost 23 billion citing that those project was considered spent na parang sinasabi natin na ano na yan, kasama na yan sa computation. Don't you think that this is wrong and highly immoral na hindi pa nagagawa yung mga project, hindi pa siya nako-consume, hindi pa siya napapatunayang efficient, binabayaran na siya ng taong bayan?
Yun po yung main difference po namin ng majority, Mr.
Correct.
Chair. As far as the minority is concerned, only the capex amounts that resulted in actual assets. Hindi pa po kasi mo siya mabubook talaga as assets unless
Correct.
buo na po yung project eh. So that's our stand.
Yes.
And the majority po, the stand of the majority, at least in the draft final determination, is that basta nagastosan na ni NGCP, pwede na po niya.
Hindi pa pwede yun, Mr. Chairman. Hindi pa pwedeng nagastusan na ng NGCP yung proyekto na hindi naman natin nagagamit yung pinoproduce nilang energy, kinakarga na ng taong bayan. Saan ka naman nakakita na ang tollway ginagawa, pero binabayaran ng tao? That is absurd. That is highly immoral. Did the NGCP applied for this application? I mean, have they applied that this project that are not yet used and useful be considered as part of the RAB?
Actually, Mr. Chair, yes, they did. In fact, the total value for CapEx applied for by NGCP was 214.6 billion pesos.
Okay, NGC, why did you apply for this project that are not yet used and useful? There is a universal application that all regulated entity must not charge the consumer with the properties or assets that are not yet used and useful or consumed or not have been found to be efficient yet.
Mr. Chair, begging your indulgence po for the explanation.
Yes, go ahead.
Actually, historically, thank you, Mr. Chair. Historically po, the ERC has allowed us on an as spent basis. Unlike po kasi an ordinary small value good that you pay before you use, these are large infrastructure capital expenditure projects po. Like an ordinary contractor po, pag nagbabayad tayo paggawa po ng bahay, hindi po yan sisingilin ng contractor at the end of the period.
Attorney.
Yes, Mr.
You're
Chair.
talking about historical, no?
Yes po.
And that's the reason why we're here.
Yes,
We need
Mr.
to
Chair.
correct
Yes,
the
and-
wrong that was done
yes,
by
Mr.
a
Chair.
public utility
Yes.
na katulad ng NGCP that was given the power as a concessionaire. The utmost priority
Mhm.
is the least cost manner, no?
Actually,
In
Mr.
accordance
Chair,
with the EPIRA law.
if
Now,
I
ang
may
sinasabi
explain
mo,
po.
iba yung sinasabi mo na contractor.
Yes, Mr. Chair, if I
Ang
may
sinasabi
explain po.
natin dito, hindi pa, Attorney Cynthia, hindi pa tapos yung project.
Yes, Mr. Chair, if I may
I-charge
explain.
na natin sa taong bayan.
If I may
Naniningil
explain,
tayo. And that's the
Mr. Chair.
reason, okay. And that's the reason why I interrupted you.
Yes po.
Kasi ang sinasabi mo historically, ganun ang ginagawa.
Yes po.
Mona Lisa, is this true?
I will
Yes.
have to differ, Mr. Chair, because historically, if the resets were done
Yes.
prior to the period, then you allow those amounts.
Correct.
But the difference is for this particular reset that we're doing, because there was no reset that
Yes, tama.
that has happened, you cannot do a forecast. Yun nga po yung main difference namin dito. Kaya po ang ni-review namin historical period. And again, Mr. Chair, I'm speaking for the minority kasi nga
Yes,
po,
I know, I understand.
hiwalay. But that's why we cannot do an as-spent approach. Po, alam na natin yung actual na ginastos, alam na natin kung alin yung projects na nagawa lang during that period. How can we still allow an as-spent approach? Hindi mo na yun makukorrect later. Kasi po, dati po, allow mo yung forecast, then you do an annual verification. Ginastos mo ba talaga yung sinabi mong ginastos for this year? Nabuo mo ba yung projects na sabi mong bubuin mo for this year? Pag hindi, may adjustment po yun on an annual
Correct.
basis. But that cannot be done now.
Okay,
Kasi po
naintindihan ko
tapos
yan,
na.
Mona Lisa.
Thank you
So,
very much.
sa decision nyo, nagbotohan kayo dito. So, ano naging boto?
3-2 po, Mr.
So,
Chair.
kayo ang bumoto na hindi nyo pinapayagan na yung mga proyekto na hindi pa tapos ay mapasama doon sa asset na kung saan regulatory asset base para mapasama doon sa opening round para sa fourth regulatory period. And
Ah.
this entails almost 25 billion na
More.
additional para
Actually,
po doon sa ating CAPEX. At
opo.
kapag nagdagdag tayo ng 25 billion sa CAPEX, magagalaw ang weighted average cost of capital na 10.3. Am I correct? Kasi,
Magagalaw po yung
magagalaw siya.
product kasi multiplier po si WAC dun sa
Of course.
ano.
and that's the
assets.
reason why medyo ano ako dito, medyo wary ako doon sa sitwasyon because you have said a while ago that our final determination which will be released on January 2025 days from now will be 10.3.
Yung WAC po wala naman po masyadong issue but we do have in the commission we
Pero,
do have an issue
Mona,
on the capex po.
Dahil nga nadagdagan yung inyong CAPEX ng 25 billion dahil sinama natin yung mga proyekto na hindi tapos na sisingilin sa taong bayan. So, yung WAC talaga magiging 10.3. So, para mabawasan ng 10.3, I think we need to consider the evaluation or appraisal of the two consultants that were hired by the ERC. Yung NCL saka Mr. Chairman, I think we need to invite the Royal Asia Appraisal and also the NCL in the next hearing. And at the same time, I like to invite those who have voted against this measure. Especially bakit kinonsider nila na yung CAPEX na hindi pa tapos yung mga project ay kailangan ng bayaran ng ating mga kababayan.
Okay.
So why
So
they
we take
voted
note of
on
that, okay?
this?
COMSEC, please take note of the request of the Honorable Dan Fernandez.
Hmm.
So they should be invited to the next hearing. You may proceed, Honorable Dan Fernandez.
So in other words, Mr. Chairman, I want to show you a slide, no?
Before that slide, Honorable Dan
Isang ano lang
Fernandez.
to, isang slide lang.
Before
Yeah,
that,
okay.
2 seconds lang. NGCP.
Thank
You
you
were
very
trying
much.
to say something.
Yeah.
I'll make you finish.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, very much.
Ano po yung gusto niyo sabihin bago po yung slide ni
Opo.
Honorable Dan?
Yung sinabi po ni Chair Mona is absolutely correct. There was a regulatory delay in the review of our fourth and fifth regulatory reset process. Now, dapat po nag-umpisa yung review na yan for the fourth reg in 2014 or thereabouts, pero hindi po nagawa. Under the credit of Chair Mona talagang in-expedite na yon. However, the rules in place at that time po were may particular rules po na sinasabi tayo na pinapayagan po ang NGCP na ganun po yung regulatory framework na unti-unti pong sinisingil para hindi po mabulunan ng consumer pagdating sa dulo at bulto na po yung babayaran para sa mga proyekto. Number 1 po yun. Pangalawa po, kada proyekto po namin ina-apply po namin sa ERC at kasama po doon yung ganong klaseng framework. Pangatlo po, yung pagbabago ng mga rules na minention po ni Chair Mona, that's a rule setting issue. That was done after the expenditures were incurred. So nung panahon po na patuloy ho ang trabaho ng NGCP bagamat wala ho kaming regulatory reset process. Ang sinundan ho namin yung huling approved rules na wala ho kaming choice kasi nga po hindi po naumpisahan yung pagpataw ng bagong rules. Kaya po ginamit namin yung dating rules at humingi po kami ng interim revenue scheme para ho patuloy yung trabaho ng NGCP. Kung hindi po namin ginawa yun, ang mangyayari ho, wala hong magiging magpapatakbo ho sa negosyo. Kaya again po, it is what it is. Nag-delay na po talaga ng almost more than 10 years, around 10 years ang regulatory reset process. Kaya naman ho, nagkakaroon ho ng usapan sa ERC at tine-threshold ho namin yung position nila. At of course, NGCP rin po, meron rin kaming posisyon na sinunod lang ho namin yung mga regulasyon na in place at that time. And ang position ho namin, the retroactive application of the rules after the expenditures were made may not be fair on the business po.
It's fun. Because I think she's talking about, they were just following. She was, basically what she was saying, NGCP was saying was, they were just following what the rules dictated.
Walang ganun.
So please respond.
Sige po. Baka po, I will explain po the reasoning of ERC. The regulatory reset rules po apply for a particular regulatory period. Paglampas po nung regulatory period na yon, meron talagang
Actually.
vacuum in the law. Kasi po, hindi na siya dapat talaga nag-a-apply doon. That's why when we issued in 2022, the rules that will apply for that period wherein wala pong naging rules, sabi namin, tapos na yan, we will apply the historical cost. Na may record naman po yung commission, may record din naman pong sinabit si NGCP. So hindi po, para sa amin, hindi po ito issue ng retroactive rate making because there were no, or retroactive rule making or rate making kasi nga po, klaro na ang regulatory period may specific set of rules po siya. Ngayon, tama naman po din yung punto ni NGCP na hindi po kasi naglabas yung ERC ng rules po dati. Tama po yon. Kaya lang po, sabi na nga rin po, we are where we are. Kaya po, gawin na lang natin kung ano po yung kaya po nating gawin ngayon. Pero dun sa punto po na sinusunod lang po yung, kahit po sundan natin yung punto nila na sinusunod lang nila yung dating rules, meron din po tayong listahan ng mga projects na dapat ay nakasama na complete ng third RP kasi po at sinisingil na sa atin na hindi pa rin po nakumpleto. So, meron din pong, siguro po, meron mang pagkukulang yung ERC, may pagkukulang din po talaga din si NGCP kasi po, meron siyang naaprubahang mga proyekto, sinisingil na sa atin, pero hindi pa rin po talaga nila, hindi pa rin po nga nasimula.
Yusek Sharon Garin.
Can we get
Before
Mr. Chair?
NGCP.
Yeah, Mr. Chair. Just short lang. I just wanted to get more details on the statement issued by
Chairman.
Chairman De Malanda.
ERC Chair, can we have a list?
Kasi may mga binabanggit kayo mga na-delay
Will
na.
submit
So, can you submit ito?
Please submit the details.
Apo.
Kailan, anong project, Kailan dapat tapos at bakit hindi pa complete up to now? The Honorable Sharon Karin, our former Deputy Speaker.
Mr. Chair, just on a general picture lang. This is a table that we have done prior to the reset, no? But at that stage, NGCP had 227 projects under the transmission development plan natin. Iba tapos na, iba hindi pa. Now, out of the 227 at that time, there were 111 approved by ERC. Iba dyan na complete, iba ongoing. Now, out of the 111, out of the 111, 83 on our record, and 6 plus 7,
Delayed.
completed siya, no? 783 ba to tama? 7 plus 6,
13.
13. 83 completed na siya at that time. But out of that 83 completed, 77 ang delayed. And out of that 111, yung remaining nun na ongoing pa rin, there are 27 projects. Ang within schedule lang at that time, isa lang. 26 ang delayed. Just as a perspective, iba naman yung perspective on the computation, ano. Pero out of these projects, for example, isa yun yung Luzon Loop. Na-approve na yun mga 20, I'm not sure, maybe ERC can be more specific on that, 27 or 2019, ano. Na-charge na yan eh. Na-charge na yun sa mga consumers natin eh. It was approved already, delayed ng delayed. Now, why is there a delay? Kasi minumove din nila yung schedule nila eh. Ang TDP kasi dapat yan ideally every year or regular ang ano. Kaya lang every formulation naman ng TDP na pinapasa sa DOE. Recent na kami naka-review eh kasi recent lang kami nag-umpisa on this administration. Minumove din yung target date ng completion. Halimbawa, yung Hermosa San Jose na yan, yung isang major natin, mga 8 beses na yan na delay, na move every time, every year ginagalaw. Or the Mindanao Visayas connection, yan, ilang beses din yan minumove yung ano. Kaya moving target din siya. So it affects also the calculation,
Yes.
Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much,
Mr.
Yusek Sharon
Mr. Chair.
Karin of the Department of Energy.
Yes.
So can we
Dari-
have a list of that data?
Mr.
Okay,
Chairman, the
going
reason...
back to, I think the
Ako,
Honorable,
nakikita na natin.
the Honorable Dan Fernandez, si Honorable J.J. Suarez requested from a list from ERC. May we also have a list, as you have stated earlier, the project, the delay, and the cost of delay. Thank you very much. The Honorable Dan
Mr. Chairman,
Fernandez is recognized.
Bakit tayo nadidelay sa project ng mga NGCP? Tama yung sinasabi ni Yusek Sharon Garina. Move sila ng time of completion. Umaabot ng 8-10 years yung mga projects. Why? Kasi according sa NGCP audited financial statements, NGCP na mismo to. Mula 2009 hanggang 2018 pa lang, Mr. Chairman, ang kanilang payout sa kanilang mga dividends is 91%. Kung kumita sila ng 205 billion, 205 billion at 928 million ang kinita nila, net income from 2009 to 2018, 187 billion goes to cash dividend. Kung may cash dividend yan, pumunta sa mga shareholder yan, paano yun yung project? That's the reason. Kaya tama si Yusek Sharon Garin. Madidelay talaga. I-move ng NGCP yung mga kanilang completion date para ma-accommodate nila yung kita nila. Hindi sila hindi sila nagbibigay ng malaking pondo para sa mga proyekto. Kaya tayo nagkakaroon ng deficiency sa energy because of the delay of the projects. Now, delayed na nga yung project. Tapos ipakakarga mo sa taong bayan? Pakakarga nyo sa taong bayan yung mga hindi nyo natatapos sa mga proyekto? Is that correct?
Thank you, Mr.
Okay,
Chair.
I think really the question, not only is it correct, is it fair? Is
It's
it
not-
just?
Again, Mr. Chair, these are large capex projects. For example, po, no, just to because of the delay in the final determination, one of the largest tickets, I'll just mention two po, in Cebu Negros Panay, that cost NGCP 72 billion. However, we are only allocated 144 billion allowed to be recovered. So that's less than 1% recovery. Another large ticket project, the Hermosa San Jose, 21 billion po ang cost niyan. However, we were only
Mr.
allowed
Chairman, this
to,
is a deception.
may I finish,
This is a
Mr. Chair?
deception. Alam niyo yung sinasabi nito si Atty. Cynthia is for us to be confused. Ang sinasabi natin, yung mga project, tapusin nyo, saka namin babayaran.
Yun
Ang
nga, Mr.
sinasabi
Chair.
nyo, 100 billion, hindi kayo inapruban. Dahil hindi nyo
Hindi,
tinatapos ang proyekto.
tapos na po
That's the
siya,
reason
Mr. Chair.
why. Mr. Chairman, this has been so for so many years. Ganyan ang policy ng NGCP.
Yeah.
And that they are in violation. At ina-abuse po nila yung authority that was given to this committee. As a matter of fact, Mr. Chairman, yung pong napakasimple ng tinatanong natin sa kanila. Tapusin nyo project, maging use and useful siya,
Yeah.
ma-commission siya, then, na taong bayan, babayaran yan.
Yeah.
Yung
Mr.
ganun
Chair.
kasimple.
Honorable-
Now,
yes.
ang
Yeah,
tanong,
Mr.
Mr.
Chair.
Chairman, why did the ERC decided, the majority, ilan ba majority nyo? Tatlo?
Yes.
They have decided
Three
na
out of five.
isama as spent or isama yung mga project na hindi tapos, isama doon po sa babayaran ng taong bayan.
Thank you.
Yun ang ating tinatanong dito, Mr. Chairman.
Mr.
Yes.
Chairman.
So I think the Honorable Dan Fernandez is still going back. We understand that the CAPEX, no, we will have to really go straight to the point. And the
Yes,
answer really is it just and fair to really impose and ask the consumers to pay for something that is still not operating? I think that's a statement.
Mr. Chair, our statement is for those two projects I was mentioning, if I had been allowed to finish, those are actually commissioned, completed, and were in fact this year inaugurated by the President of the Philippines himself.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Yes
Yeah.
po, and those po, again, more than 100 billion po ang cost ng mga projects na yun.
Correct.
Yet our recovery for that is less than 1%. So it's what my point po here in saying po, it may not entirely be accurate that in all cases, NGCP is collecting for projects that are not yet useful or being
But
used.
how can you, attorney, how can you say that when, ERC has already stated that's what you're doing?
My point lang, Mr. Chair, is that
Okay, fine, you completed some of your
yes,
projects.
correct
No?
po.
Pero ang inano nga ni Congressman Dan Fernandez tsaka substantiated ng ating resource persons na you're collecting even though hindi tapos.
Again-
At yan ay pinapas taong bayan. Doon ho lang muna tayo
Sige
umikot
po.
ho, sa usapan. Huwag mo natin pag-usapan dumating ho si Presidente. Huwag mo natin
Sige po.
pag-usapan mo. Diyan ho muna
Ang
tayo.
punto po namin doon is yan po yung dinatnan naming patakaran nung pumasok po ka sa negosyo. Ngayon po, yan po yung pinapasok namin na nung nagkaroon po ng fourth regulatory period, wala pong reset na nangyari, wala pong rules. Kaya ang in-apply po ng NGCP, yung huling inaprubahan ng ERC na rules, which was for the third regulatory period. And under those rules po, ito po talaga forward-looking and allowed po yung mga action ng NGCP. Hindi ho maaaring mag-charge ang NGCP or kumilos ng kahit ano po, nang walang pahintulot ng ERC. So, nung 2016 at hindi po naaprubahan po yung fourth regulatory period, wala ho kaming choice kung di apply yung dating rules. And yung actions po ni NGCP under those rules were allowed. So, yun po ang punto namin, na hindi ho namin ginusto na hindi magkaroon ng regulatory reset noong 2016 onwards. In fact po, nung hindi na ilabas ng ERC yung issues paper, at that time, kami na ho ang naglabas kasi gusto ho namin talagang magkaroon ng reset process. Nung hindi pa rin ho lumabas at hindi na-conduct, wala ho kaming choice kundi ipagpatuloy yung negosyo at serbisyo under the old rules.
So, sinasabi nyo, hindi nyo man sinasagot kung ito fair at saka just. Basta sinasabi nyo lang, itong rules. At
Yes
yan ang
po,
ginagawa
kasi
nyo.
po, yung fair and
Klaro
justness,
na po tayo dyan,
opo,
attorney.
would be
Okay?
on the
Klaro na
ERC.
po tayo dyan. Kaya yan ang inyong punto de vista po dyan, attorney, na I think ERC, this was allowed by ERC. So, why are they,
Looking forward kasi tayo.
is
May rules.
that really, okay, because you're shaking your head. Attorney Di Balanta, can you please explain, was this allowed or not?
Mr. Chair, I don't think it's accurate to say it was allowed by ERC because one, there were no rules. I think recognized naman po din ng NGCP that there were no rules after the third regulatory period had lapsed. Walang rules po nun. Sabi nila, nag-file po ng issues paper at that time ang NGCP. Siguro po that demonstrates really the desire of NGCP to have a reset. But it doesn't cure the fact that there were no rules at the time. Kaya po nung 2020, and in fact, I'm checking po if they applied for an interim MAR. Because in 2020, they applied for an interim rate. It's a recognition that there were no valid issued approved rates from 2016 all the way to 2020. Kaya po sila nag-apply ng interim. But when the commission issued also its decision on that interim MAR, clear naman po na interim siya. So hindi po siya in any way a recognition na tama yung ginagawa ninyo, kung yun man po yung ginagawa po niya. Because klaro po na kailangan may full reset bago po magkaroon ng tamang rates ang NGCP. So, medyo reserve lang po ako at the time. I wasn't part of the commission at the time, but I think kaya po interim lang yung pinasa ng commission because it's all subject to a full reset.
Thank you very much, ERC Chair De Malanta. So that answers the question, or that ERC is now saying that my understanding is that even though there are no rules, mali pa rin ang NGCP. Tama po ba yan?
Klaro po na whatever was happening at that time, whatever was issued, was only an interim arrangement. It wasn't a validation that what they were doing was correct and was upheld by ERC.
Yeah, but what rule will they follow? Kung it's an interim
Klaro
rule.
naman po na dapat po naglabas din yung ERC. Kaya po medyo hirap po akong kasi po, klaro naman po dapat naglabas yung ERC noon. But I think it was also recognized that that the interim that was issued that they applied for in 2020, I think they applied also back in 2015, but it was not acted upon, I'm not sure po, that it was only an interim arrangement. So hindi po siya final rules. It's all subject to the final action in a reset.
Thank you very
Meaning,
much. The
Mr. Chairman,
Honorable Dan Fernandez.
Meaning, Mr. Chairman,
recognized.
with that, Chairman Mona Lisa De Malanta, I still remember, during the time on 18 Congress, I filed a resolution questioning that interim MAR that was approved by the former commissions, former chairperson, together with the with commissioner. I think that was a 53 billion increase on the if I'm not mistaken, kasi ako nag-file nung resolution na yon. We investigated that issue, and that 53 billion was an interim. And during that time, it was pandemic. I question the validity of that increase. And what you're trying to say right now, that interim will be acted upon by the
No, Mr. Chair. What I'm saying is that interim was interim only and a recognition that there will be a reset, which is where we are now.
and that's the reason why
Apa.
kung merong excess doon sa paniningil sa taong bayan, ire-refund yon at mapapasama yon doon sa susunod na regulatory period.
Depende po sa outcome po ng
Outcome. Okay.
ng reset.
Now I understand. And that's the reason why, yan ang sinasabi natin, kahit anong gawin nyo, darating ang panahon na sisingilin kayo ng pagkakataon. Huwag natin sabihin na maaayos natin ang mga ERC commissioner. Tapos, hahabulin kayo eh. At babalik nyo ang pera sa taong bayan. Mr. Chairman, gusto ko lang ipakita tong small lang.
Okay,
Kasi
the Honorable Dan Fernandez has the floor. Silence is requested.
Kasi ganito ang magiging repercussion.
Please present the slide. But before that, the chair would like to recognize the Honorable J. Kong Hoon of the 1st District of Zambales. They're on Zoom. The Honorable Paulo Ortega of the 1st District of La Union, and the Honorable Amparo Maria Zamora, 2nd District of Taguig.
Mr. Chairman,
Welcome to the hearing.
Ito kasing
The Honorable Fernandez.
pakikita ko sa inyo is kinommission kasi ng ERC yung RAAC, yung Royal Asia Appraisal Company, and yung NCL. So kung gagamitin natin yung appraise nila doon sa mga project nila, kasi nagdesisyon sila noong September 2023, nagdesisyon ang ERC together with lahat sila nagdesisyon, pati na yung mga lahat sila na sinasabi, 8.37 billion ang gagamitin natin para doon sa yung mga na-appraise na mga project. Pero nitong August 2024, nagdesisyon sila na ang gamitin ay yung dinesisyonan ng ERC na kung saan si Chairman Mona Lisa De Malanta at si Commissioner Maceda dissented. Sabi nila hindi pa pwede na yung hindi pa natin ginagamit ng mga project ikakarga na sa taong bayan. They dissented. Pero natalo sila sa desisyon. Majority wins kumbaga sa ERC. So ngayon, ang gagamitin po natin sa August 2024, instead na 8.37 billion, doon sa ating pong CAPEX is 15 billion noong 2016. Ganon din sa 2017, 3.4 billion, instead na 3.4 billion, 20.71 billion. Pagdating ng 2018, 1.58 billion, magiging 27 billion, and so forth and so forth. 2019, 1.13, magiging 31. Sa 2020, ganon din, 647 million, magiging 33 billion. In other words, Mr. Chairman, sa desisyon ng majority na yung pong mga projects will be part noong pong kanilang opening RAB for fourth regulatory period, that is, I think, unfair sa ating pong mga kababayan. And that's the reason why ako, personally, tutol na tutol po tayo dito. And I agree with the decision of the Commissioner, of Chairman Dimalanta and Commissioner Maceda on dissenting on this issue. Of course, this is the power of the franchise committee. The oversight power that we have. Diba? Although they have decided, it's a constitutional body, but the power of oversight is within this committee. And we can still review that provision of spent na sinasabi ng majority na kailangan bayaran na ng taong bayan yan. Ako, I totally disagree with this, Mr. Chairman. Even the three commissioners have voted on this issue. I personally think that this is something that we have to really look into deeper, Mr. Chairman. But, tapos na po ako sa issue ito. Meron po akong another issue that wanted this representation to tackle as well. Pwede po ba?
Maybe, is it connected to your first issue, or would you like Honorable J.J. Suarez first to go on with this?
Mr. Chairman, ito naman po ay may kinalaman po sa kasi we have to invite also siguro yung mga involved dito, yung RAAC, yung NCL,
Correct.
the whole commission, and NGCP, the owner of the NGCP must be invited as well in order to shed light on this matter. Kasi medyo masyado pong detrimental to sa taong bayan eh. Imagine 25 billion po ang dadagdag mo sa CAPEX lang yan. It will affect the final determination that will be released by the ERC on January 2025. Nag-release
Mr.
po
Chair,
si
just to
Can you please be clear? How would the 25 billion affect the whole thing? As far as the prices, it will go up, I suppose?
Yes, Mr. Chair. Actually, Mr. Chair, just to clarify that the commission is yet to finalize the final determination because we have just received the comments. So we will still sit as a body to adopt and finalize. So there is still a chance for the majority to perhaps change
their
its
minds. Yeah.
But the difference in terms of impact on consumers, if the majority position, if the as-spent position were upheld, it will result in an increase of transmission rates by at least 12 centavos for over a 12-month period. If the position of the minority, if the as completed will be adopted, there will actually be a refund of more than 1 peso for the next 12 months, which means
Laki.
ganun po kalaki po
Yung
Mr.
yung
Chair.
12 centavos, what is the percentage of that? Can we talk of percentages? If it's 12 centavos, is there a percentage increase?
Hindi po,
That-
it's per kilowatt hour po.
Okay.
So per kilowatt hour, 12 centavos per kilowatt hour. For the as completed position, it's a refund of more than 1 peso per kilowatt hour over the next 12 months.
That's huge.
Chair.
That's huge. Okay,
Mr.
that's
Chairman.
clear. Okay, the honorable, so it's either magtataas ng 12 centavos per kilowatt or magre-refund ng piso. Okay,
Mr.
bago tayo
Chairman.
dyan. Yan ang pag-uusapan natin sa susunod. The honorable J.J. Suarez.
Umani naman ito ng iba't ibang reaksyon mula sa ating mga netizens. Ayon kay Alberto Amoyan, nasisikmura nila na yung pinapakain sa pamilya nila galing sa panlilinlang sa mga consumers nila. Pahayag naman ni Jerry Espinol, bakit ganon? Hindi pa tapos ang project pero binabayaran na ng taong bayan, dagdag singil lang. At ito naman ang saloobin mula sa ating kababayan na si Ramon Makatangay, kaya pala kahit anong gawin kong pagtitipid sa kuryente ay malaki perang binabayaran ko buwan-buwan. Mga kababayan, feel free to comment below para maglabas ng saloobin sa balitang ito.